So today we'll be unboxing the EVGA GTX 580 DS. Now that is not to say dual screen because all GTX 580s support two monitors. That is their custom version, which includes a dual fan cooler that looks pretty sweet. It's actually very similar to the dual fan cooler that is on the GTX 460 Twin, that dual 460 card. So this is a super clocked card, which is good. Super clocked is better, and for the win is best. For the win is usually quite expensive, so a super clocked or a super clocked card often presents a very good value. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and here, stay there. Yeah, thank you. Crazy Russian is helping me today. He doesn't have quite the camera expertise that the cameraman does, so I have to help him, you know, position himself correctly. Okay, let's see what else they have to say for themselves about this particular product. So, EVGA warranty, for more terms of this. So this is an AR product, which means it qualifies for lifetime warranty if you registered on the EVGA website. EVGA Precision is obviously compatible with this card. That's an overclocking utility. They also have an OC scanner utility that you can use with this card. What else do we have? And EVGA 24/7 tech support. So whether it's night or day, you can call up EVGA at any time and get help with your card. And let's see what else they have to say for themselves on the side of the box. They are the #1 seller of NVIDIA-based products in the US, #1 in reliability and service of graphics cards, asterisk, something. Okay, #1 performance leader in 3D Mark 11, asterisk, something. And folding at home team, #1 folding at home team in the world, something, asterisk. So they are qualifying their statements. You will, or rather, they are backing up their statements. You can give them that. That is for sure. All right, so the first thing we find in the box is a pretty win poster that has a big old skull guy on it. There we are. Oh, hold on. If I can actually get the poster to, come on, unfold. There we are. So we have a skull guy here. Okay. The next thing we find inside is a graphics card user guide, which will show you how to plug the power into your graphics card, how to plug in your graphics card, all that good stuff. A quick start guide, similar. All right, GTX 580, so it shows you how to plug in the 8-pin and 6-pin power connector. It also tells you please allow your graphics card to cool for a minimum of 2 minutes after turning off your PC before touching it. Powered by EVGA sticker, EVGA disc, which you shouldn't use. You should download all the latest tools and utilities off the EVGA website and the latest drivers off the NVIDIA website. Next, we have a mini HDMI to HDMI cable. This is better than an adapter because it means that the HDMI, like if you have an adapter, it means that the HDMI cable can get in the way of the next over DVI slot. So this is a very nice addition. We also have a DVI to VGA adapter. Please don't use that. Get a better monitor. And one dual Molex to 6-pin PCIe and one dual 6-pin PCIe to 8-pin PCIe. Finally, the card itself. So let's flip that over and make ourselves a little spot to put it. Caution, only open at a static-free workstation. All right, so there is the GTX 580 DS. So it has dual 80mm fans, and I can't tell if these are PWM controlled fans, although I would assume that they are. Yes, they are PWM controlled fans. They have a huge gap in the shroud. You can see that there's almost no restriction to the airflow that is available to these fans. So you don't have to worry about, even if you install a card in the next over slot, you can see that the curvature of the cover makes sure that even if something is right up against it, you're going to have a lot of room for those fans to draw in air. That's a very smart design choice that EVGA has made. The top of the card looks really slick, and it looks like this actually lights up, would be my guess. Let me just see if I can see any power going to it anywhere. Okay, I can't, so that's still a guess. Yes, I can. There's power. So that lights up blue by the look of things, which is gonna look just sweet in your case, like that. All right, it's got your standard 6-pin and 8-pin PCIe connectors up here in the top, as well as support for up to 4-way SLI with dual SLI connectors at the top of the card. Moving around to the back of the card, you see absolutely nothing interesting. On the bottom of the card, you see exhaust vents. So what that means is that this is not an external exhaust card. It's going to kick a little bit of heat out the back of the card. You can see there's a nice open back plate there, but most of the heat is going to be on the inside. So what that means is that, well, suck it up, princess. Make sure you have a case that has decent cooling on the inside, because if you have a really stuffy case, it's not going to kick all the heat out. What they're doing is they're compromising the overall internal case temperatures, and they're counting on anyone who buys a GTX 580 to have a good gaming case with decent fans, and they are in order to get better performance on cooling the GPU itself, which will give you better overclocking and a more stable, longer lasting card. Okay, so the top as well actually has those vents. I didn't really mention that before. The design of the cooler is very interesting. So it has 5 heat pipes. You can actually see the heat pipes down here. So those heat pipes actually run across the GPU core. So the GPU core is right here. All right, so they run across the GPU core, carrying heat out to a separate heatsink that blows air directly down onto the PWM, which doesn't have dedicated heat sinks on it, although it is, hold on, is connected or isn't connected. I can't quite tell, and I can't get in there to see. Hold on, give me a sec. So it looks like it's making contact with this part of the heatsink, but really the biggest use of this is to cool the PWMs, any other components over here, as well as driving heat away from the GPU with those heat pipes. So that's awesome. On the back, we find the usual dual DVI and 1 mini HDMI that we find on all GTX 580s, and as usual, this is a PCIe 2.0 16X card, so, well, PCIe 2.1 or something like that, I think, but that doesn't really make much difference one way or the other. So one thing I want to do really quickly is I want to find out if this is a custom PCB, and it would appear that it is not. It looks like a standard PCB. So what EVGA has customized about this card is they have customized the cooler. So they're giving you their DS sweet looking cooler. Looks great, actually. All right, they are customizing the clock speed. So they have turned the clock speeds up a little bit versus a standard card, and they are obviously providing their service and their warranty, which you don't get if you don't buy an EVGA card. Here's something funny though, look at this. There's a few more components right here versus some missing ones here. Interesting. Sometimes you see slight changes over the life cycle of a product. This is actually a very old GTX 580, the one right here. This is a launch 580 from EVGA, so this is how the product has evolved since it originally was released. So thank you for checking out this unboxing of the GTX 580 DS from EVGA. Don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.